All right, and welcome back everyone to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. We are continuing with my recordings for the day. This might be the last one. I might do more. I don't know yet. We will figure that out. Actually, now that I think about it, I am free Sunday, so I will probably actually do like two or three more. I'll do three. So we are continuing on. We again just started attacking into Honduras. So we will hopefully we'll be able to get El Salvador as well. So it will completely take this over and we'll have a good little thing going there. Would really like to be able to take the Dominican Republic and Haiti and uh, Wilmstad, Venezuela, Colombia, so on and so forth. Taking anything and everything is pretty okay in my book. I did think about this. We have this fleet here in San Francisco, which I think should be good. That if anything pops up on this side of South America that we can take over, we should be able to just move that fleet down there. I hope at least. So we will hopefully have enough tonnage with that fleet. But the North Dakota classes, when we move them to be our reserve ships, and we decommission the Tennessees and the Pennsylvanias, the North Dakotas will help a lot in that regard because of just how much heavier they are compared to the others. And that's about it for right now. Let's go ahead. We're working on getting dreadnoughts, and then we are currently working on our. This should be 4 times. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it might be Barbette Anti-Flash 3 or 4 times centerline guns. I hope it's centerline guns so that I can build my fucking dreadnoughts. That's all I want. All I care about. We're actually going to um, switch off of engines actually in 4 months, and we're going to get Harvey armor sorted so that we have that available for when we build our first dreadnoughts as well. Um, so that we can just kind of get the best possible situation with our dreadnoughts right off the rip. Now, we're not building anything. We still have quite a few expenditures, but slowly but surely we're whittling down our expenditures. We're trying to get this to trained as soon as possible. So we're not going to drop the crew funding at all. And then we've only got it up enough that it's refilling it very slowly. Um, so that's fine with me. But our economy is growing at a pretty good rate right now, so we're slowly just whittling this down. We got more oil within continental U.S., which is good. Um, thing to understand about playing as the U.S. is that you're able to go into oil-fired ships very easily because you have the supply for it domestically. So if you maintain a pretty minimalistic fleet like I do in this, you'll be able to have oil fire ships very easily, and they not be too expensive. German Empire gains control of Congo Free State, eh? So the Germans, and they're also attacking into Angola. So this actually hurts the British quite a bit because the British, I have noticed, for their colonial ambitions, they like to rely on being able to take over as much of this as possible. They have almost fully secured the entirety of South Africa, minus Southwest Africa and Mozambique and Swaziland and Southern Rhodesia, but they haven't started attacking into this stuff yet. So the Germans are actually they're in a good position because if they continue rolling this stuff, then they're going to build quite a bit of a colonial empire overall. Um, with us, unfortunately, we've only taken Mauritania at this point in time in this region, and Equatorial Guinea, Western Sahara. So we're still kind of behind in that regard, I guess. But we basically have control of everything we really care about right now. So it's not that big of a deal. Uh, where are we? Oh, wow. We're powerful again, boys. as my cat climbs onto more things that he should not be climbing on. So yeah, let's just keep rolling. It's kind of the only thing we can do at this very moment. And now we start working towards Mark III 12-inch guns as well. So we have researched. Unfortunately, this is the thing that you have to kind of understand about this game, is that you have to research certain levels of things before you'll start researching bigger things. With this, we are going to research Mark III throughout these entire calibers before we move on to Mark 1 14-inch. So, but yeah, let's keep trying to poke the Spanish, see if we can manage to create the conditions where we can take them out. As my cat hits my speaker cable again. Mexico is finally ordering more vessels. I appreciate. Give me money. All right, so are we getting? Yeah, we're getting anti-flash 3. So, and then ×4. Center line will come after that. All right, so Light Cruiser 2 is officially up and running, and we officially have 4,000-ton light cruisers. So we can now start working on our new Light Cruiser 1. So the reason why I wait until I have 4,000, I guess I could have done it sooner. Actually, now that I look at it, I thought it was a little heavier, but it's fine. But now we can increase the beam and keep that additional tonnage that we pick up from that. And then we go ahead, pop on some funnels. Unfortunately, you cannot use 5-inch guns on this all that well. So you do need to stick with 4-inch guns in order to make this work. And actually, you know what? Let's try out this setup. So put this down here. And then stick on... what? Oh, okay. So they work like that for some reason. They will work, but in a very weird fashion. I don't understand. I just don't get it. But hey, you know what? It works, and we get the extra guns on there that we want. So full broadsides of 4-inch guns. Let's go ahead and throw these casement 3-inch guns on there, and then augment our torpedo loadout. Engine, armor. That like that. And then we'll go ahead and crank the armor up on the belt. We'll do 1-inch across the board there. One inch there, 1-inch there. All right, looks like these guns are just not going to work in this position, which is fine. We'll go ahead and put the we'll just put the tower up there, and then put these up to 3.5. I like to do 3.5s. Actually, we can do 4.9, so basically 5-inch guns already on these. Actually, you know what? I'm sitting here thinking about it, and this is actually kind of a waste, because in reality, it would be better if I was to truly do an upgrade, because you can naturally fit 5-inch guns on this, like so. Then we can just stick some secondary 3-inch guns on it. Yeah, we'll just do it like this. I'd rather do it this, if we're gonna do an upgrade, we might as well make it an upgrade. Am I really not gonna be able to get these on here with the Oh, I gotta rotate them. That's fine. All right, cool. So not the largest size that you can get on this ship anyways, but good enough that I feel comfortable doing a new class of light cruiser. Actually, let's just do Barbette 1 on this. Then we'll do standard ratio. I prefer doing standard ratio on everything 5-inch and up because you have enough firepower with the 5-inch guns that you don't have to rely on HE spam in order to kill things. So I prefer using standard on these. Then let's go ahead and do up the armor. Go ahead and increase this to 3.5. Yeah, these are going to have a limited arc if I do that. But if I do this, they don't have a limited arc. Can I possibly fit a couple extra 5-inch guns on that? I might have to increase the beam. No, I cannot get those on there, so do not increase the beam. What do you mean? You were fitting on there before I increased the beam. What do you mean? Okay, hold on. Hold on. What in the world just fucking happened there? I didn't touch the beam and yet they were fitting. Okay, interesting. Whatever. Let's just roll with it. 4,000. These can go 23. Alright, so you know what? We'll go 2-inch guns on the secondaries just for uniformity's sake. And secondary tower, funnels. Go Barbette 2 on these. All right, we'll just go 2-inch guns on the secondaries. Screw it, whatever. Yeah. So Amsterdam class is an upgrade over the Little Rock. Oh, the Little Rock has 10 5-inch guns as well. The fuck? All right, you know what? Screw it. We'll hold off on designing a new light cruiser until after we get some more upgrades. That was kind of weird. All right. So we have that. Let's go ahead and start working on this just to get Harvey armor, and then we'll switch back to engines after that. All right. Barbette Anti-Flash 3 is finished. What's our relations looking like? keep poking the Spanish. We're more than halfway through taking Honduras, so that is good for us. We have 6 months until Dreadnoughts come online. So again, we're not building Dreadnoughts until we can get the 4 centerline guns. Without the 4 centerline guns, we're lacking a full battery of 12-inch guns. We really, 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 really want to have those 4-inch guns, or those two 12-inch guns. Really makes the difference. So I don't want to really deal with extra bullshit. All right, let's see if we can get this war going sooner than later. Okay, cool. We officially have so when this thing comes up, always invest in the GDP. There's no reason to just take money like that. And oh, we're over 1.0 a fucking month, ladies and gentlemen. We love it. It hasn't updated for the war status, but it is what it is. Okay, so we are officially at war. Let's go ahead and start making the cross to Spain itself. So we will send the North Dakotas this way. We can't take all of our cruisers, which is fine, but it will have the ability to do things. And then we'll go ahead and send these cruisers over here to Saipan first, or this battle group to Saipan first. It'll take a while to get there, but they will get there. And then when they arrive, we'll bring the boys out of Manila and attack there. Once we have control of these two locations over here, then we're done in that regard, and then everything just focuses on this. So we'll bring this task force back this way to the Atlantic to help there. Then in regard to any extra forces we have, we really don't have anything extra to throw, so it is what it is. But let's go finish killing the Spanish. Your Spanish motherfuckers, you get to die. All right, so politics. Okay, so China is also heating up. We almost have enough relations with Russia to get an alliance. That would be terrifying during this time period. If so, for anybody who doesn't know, so this is kind of actually a really good time period for Russia. Regardless of what people think about the Romanovs, a lot of people, they don't understand what happened with the Romanovs and what happened with the Russian monarchy in previous years. Like, for example, go back to the Decembrist uprising. That's where you really truly get the bad of the Russian monarchy. And they were kind of in a stagnant position. And so a lot of people have this idea that, oh, Russia was an absolute shit show, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But in reality, it was the most powerful land force on the entire planet, period, in a story. There was nobody who could challenge it. They had been for years at this point in time. That's why when World War I broke out, Russia was the one being able to throw as many forces into the fight as they were. But what people don't understand is that the idea of Russia, the land power of the world, coupled with the rising naval power that was the United States at the time, that would have terrified the rest of Europe. The rest of Europe would have been like, no, please, dear God, no. And they would have shipwrecks. It would have been hilarious. So as soon as we cross into the North Atlantic, we should be able to commence the invasion of northern Spain. So, and Dreadnought hulls unlocked. There we go. So now that we've unlocked Dreadnought hulls, we can actually jump off of that. We'll get armor forging, which will help reduce weight of armor, which will help a lot. And we'll start just working on other things as well. We're about to also get anti-flooding 1, which will be very nice for our Dreadnoughts. It does not appear the Spanish have any forces whatsoever on this side of the world, so that'll be good for us. So 14 heavy cruisers, 12 light or heavy cruisers. That's their entire fleet right there. Those 2 task forces are their entire fleet, so... Real quick, what's our economic... Are we still positive, or what's going on? Yeah, we're still positive. Okay, cool. All right, and now we can commence the invasion of northern Spain. Do. All right, so they are maybe 2 turns away from Saipan, which is cool. Oh, okay, Bilboa, of course, because of reasons. Ooh, and the enemy engages on us. All right, so we have our first engagement of this war. Let's go. All right, so battleship line, proceed forward. Cruisers, you're split. You're actually split pretty well, so I'll leave you. Cruisers, get out front, start looking for the enemy. And then these light cruisers, I'll actually tell to follow the battleships. We'll keep them in reserve for right now for anti-shenanigans duty. Say there's a heavy cruiser that manages to get a lucky positioning, we can use these to dissuade it from trying to torpedo our battleships. Oh, send it. That was great. Those 12-inch guns were just like, oh, hi, we found them. Thunk. All right, cool. We'll let the enemy steam into our line, like so. We'll just cross them. Our 5-inch guns should be within range. Yes. Okay, so 5-inch guns are going to start opening up. All right, let's have these guys start coming around. What are these bad boys armed with, main battery-wise? Ooh, wow. Okay, interesting design. All right, so let's talk about this design real quick. So, this is more like a gunboat style design. Uh, single forward-facing large battery with a bunch of secondaries. Like this is like actually really common for like gunboats. It's kind of weird to see because it's not something that was commonly done going into this era. What's the armor looking like on these bad boys? Nothing major. HE will be enough to pin it. Especially the large caliber HE we're firing. Or larger caliber HE we're firing. Alright, let's go ahead and have these guys deploy smoke to start protecting themselves. Because pretty soon they're gonna start taking hits if we're unlucky. And we're just gonna let the lines just sail against one another and just let the whole shit show just unfold. Because as you can see, you know, our 5-inch guns are just pinning them and are doing considerable damage. Alright, let's start straightening out the line of advance. Oh yeah, those 5-inch guns are like, we do not care about your measly 3 inches of freaking main belt armor. Oh my god. They're just absolutely ripping through them. Ooh, big hit. Big 12-inch hit. And as you can see, these 12-inch guns, like they literally are just, they're sending the rounds so fast that, what's the 10 is the cruise speed. So we will just let these guys cruise. But as you can see, these 12-inch guns, they're firing and the rounds are almost immediately impacting at this range, which is going to help with their accuracy like crazy. Yeah, these cruisers just did not stand a chance. Yeah, at this range, those 12-inch guns, their travel time is less than a second. Yeah, just. Oh, one of the cruisers got a torpedo off. The Northampton, very nice. Wasn't even trying to get a torpedo hit, and they just sailed on by. We're like, oh hey, we're in range. Let's pop one at them. Have these guys come about. And these guys are getting close enough now that they're going to start taking torpedoes just because. Let's pop smoke. Alright, let's have these guys start coming around. These enemy cruisers, they've had enough at this point. You would think, and many people might, you know, sit here and be like, oh, I would be scared of these because they have 11-inch guns on them. And I'm like, no, I'm not scared of them at all. They don't have the armor to use those 11-inch guns well. And since they're Mark 1s, they're horribly inaccurate. Like if I was to put it into context, if you ever play Rule the Waves, which is another pretty good game. It's not I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. Probably because it's just not as visually appealing to me. Um, the -2 rating guns is basically what Mark 1 in this game means. they're not they're not good guns by any imagination. Oh my God, just the horrendous amount of 5-inch gun batteries just letting loose from these battleships is just amazing. Why are none of these guys firing? Like very few of their guns are firing, and yet they have the perfect target solution against this thing. Huh? Weird. All right, cool. End of that battle. No significant damage whatsoever on our side, and we sank an entire task force of 14 heavy cruisers. That literally, yeah. No, we're conquering you. What do you mean? We don't we don't care about your stinking surrender. We came here for land. There's freedom up in them hills, and we're gonna find it. All right, so the enemy. All right, so our fleet has arrived towards Saipan. Let's go ahead and have this battle group move around to Saipan as well, and they will start besieging northern Spain. Northern Spain is probably going to be the easiest one to take. Same thing with southern Spain, or western Spain, I should say. Southern Spain is going to be a pain. With 3 ports, the tonnage requirement to successfully take this is pretty high, unfortunately. But because we're taking out so many other vessels this quickly, they might just have a bit of a problem. So we will see. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I love you all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.